Okay, there we go. I am a couple minutes late on that one, so my bad. Um, I was planning, or I was trying to be right on the dot, but right when I hit go live, something happened to me. Like, I just wouldn't go live. So, yeah. Oh, don't worry about sleep. I'm hoping to have this done in like less than an hour. So, where we last left off on Withered Chica, I had finished building, or I had finished painting most of the beak. Um, and then what I ended up doing on camera is I wrapped the rest of the jaw in fabric, except for the inside. I still need to finish up with this little ring area. But after that, we should be completely done with the bottom jaw, aside from teeth. And then what I wanted to start off doing this time was I wanted to start painting the little nose that she has on her beak. So what we're going to want is this black paint. I do have wires for the jaws and stuff. Is it night or morning for me? It is night. It's not late at night because I need to sleep because school. So I hope this will be done in like an hour. I'll end the stream in about an hour because I gotta sleep. But yeah, so I'm gonna want to make sure my paint brushes are ready. And I got them right here. I'm gonna move this a little bit out of frame just because it's kind of clogging up some space. And then I'm just gonna squirt a little bit of this stuff out. Not too much because I don't need too much of it right now, and we're going to want to use this stuff later for the eyes. Because I'm hoping to get the eyes done tonight, at least painted. If I can't do that, then I might just do them later. I also want to try to get the little head feathers off the top. Oh yeah, Withered Chica does not have eyebrows. I've already made a mental note of that. I was thinking, like, I remember, I was thinking of whether or not I needed to make eyebrows for it, and I was like looking at reference images. I'm like, oh, thank God it doesn't have eyebrows. I don't have to freaking do those. Hold on, let me get my reference image up before I start doing this. That way, zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right, so it kind of starts close to where the beak touches the snout, but doesn't extend past the part where the beak starts curving. So we want to get this as symmetrical as possible. Sorry if I'm lifting this out of frame for you guys. I just want to get a good eye on, or that I just want to be sure I'm putting this in the right spot. That way it looks right on both sides. And then I'm going to get a smaller paintbrush. Let me see. Here it is. And I'm going to just kind of use it to kind of get some finer details onto this. just to kind of get a better shape. And this is the wrong kind of paintbrush for that, so that's not good. Thought I had a different one. No, I'm just gonna have to make do with what I got. Her nodes? What do you mean her nodes? Oh, nose. Oh, that's what I'm doing right here. All right. Then I'm going to add a little bit more paint back on this side, just to get where I missed. And I'll let that sit. And I'm just going to let the brush sit right there. And where is it? Here it is. I'm going to cut this foam ball in half. And, oh, here it is. So, I'm going to try to make this as, like, perfectly in the center as possible. I'm never really good at this. One side usually ends up being thicker than the other, but just slightly. So now we got both of the parts of the eyes. And they're actually pretty even. Withered Freddy's eyes were different. Like, they were kind of... The one was taller than, like, stuck out a bit more than the other, and it was not good, like, at all, what I was trying to get done. I just remembered where that fine paintbrush is that I wanted to use, so I will be right back in hopefully a couple of seconds. But yeah. Okay, there we go. So my little brother had used that, and he left it by his sink, so I had to freaking reclaim it. So next, I'm gonna want to get a good reference of Chica's eyes, so give me a moment. So I'm gonna get a nice picture from her, from her jump scare frame. That way I could get a nice look at her eyes. And we're gonna wanna start by getting a bit of pink paint out. This is neon. I'm thinking if that'll work, because do I have any? This should work. It doesn't have a hint of red. Luckily, I don't think whether Chica will need it. I'll start by just doing this and see how it turns out. I don't think this paint has been used in like a long time. Oh crap, and it's almost out. So we may not end up using this after all. Yeah, it's kind of like a magenta, so I might add, like, mix in just a smidge of red. If I could get any of this out. I'm gonna have to, like, freaking mutilate this bottle to get anything out of it. Alright, you know, I think that's about as far as my luck's gonna get me. So we might end up having to mix our own white paint, which might be a little hard, seeing as the only white paint I have is this, and it's in a jar, so I can't just... It'd be pretty dangerous to just freaking dump it out. And I don't think the red will mix too well with this kind of paint because it's kind of sticking up a bit. And, like, the paint's really thick, and the red is very thin, so it probably not mix too well. So I'm just going to start by doing this, and if I end up not having enough for both eyes, I'll just end up mixing my own pink paint, and I will I'll just paint over it. I think it is puffy paint. Yeah, it is. Hello, I'm late because my notifications are on, but I can't get all my notifications for some reason. Well, stuff happens. Don't feel too bad if you, like, can't freaking get notifications, because I'm pretty sure pretty much everyone on YouTube has been having that problem. Yeah, there's no way we're going to have enough paint for both eyeballs. I don't even have enough for one. So I'm just going to have to mix my own pink paint, I say as I'm continuing to paint this eye. So I'm just going to stop it there. Feels like a waste of paint, because like that was the last of the pink paint, but you know, what can you do? I'm just going to put that down and get out some... Hello there, Mr. Pinecone. And I'm going to find a way to get paint from here onto a freaking plate. I'm going to get a separate plate out to mix it together. Because I don't want it mixing with the remnants of the last pink and the black paint on there. Oh, Jesus. How am I gonna... Ew, it's got like a layer of freaking water on it. I'm going to have to mix it up a little bit. Mixing it up. What other paintbrushes do we got? Not a whole lot. I could have swore I had one more. Like a big one. Alright, well, guess we're doing without that one. I'm just going to have to dry off one of these then. I'm not worried about the eyes fitting in the huge socket, because Withered Chica, the creepiest thing about her, in my opinion, is the fact that her eyes don't fit in her socket. They're kind of like small, and they just kind of sit on the bottom of her like huge oval eyes. And she, out of all the Withereds, probably scared me the most out of looks, like just with her design. So I'm trying to emulate that. So I'm gonna dry off this paintbrush, and then I'm gonna mix up this white paint in here a little bit because it's settled, because I haven't used it in a long time. And we're going to try to dump some of it onto our nice paper plate. And we want to be careful not to have too much of it frickin' stay on that lid, because it'll dry while the lid's shut, and that could be chaotic. Now we're going to want to spritz some red in there and start mixing it up. If the red will open, there we go. One more. Oh, that was way too much. Hopefully it shouldn't matter though. There's like a little drop hanging off of where the lid was. And you know, it's just refusing to come off. So I'm going to put it on top of the stool and hope it doesn't get on it. Now we're just going to want to mix it up. And it's hiding the chat for me. There it is. I don't know. Magenta is kind of like a almost like a really bright purple. So I'm thinking maybe just a little bit extra red, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more red. Oh, nice. Also, I did see your Withered Freddy video, by the way. This is like the pink color I used when I made Mangle a little bit. All right. We're going to want some more red in there. I didn't want to put too much in there from the start because I knew I could always add more later. Okay. We're going to mix this in. That deeper pink. And then I might add just a little bit of blue. Where do you get paint? Mostly Walmart. I like this stuff. If you could read that logo, it's like Taupe Slick. It works really well. Like it shines a lot, which is what I'm going for with most of these. But these other paints I got, my older brother just kind of gave them to me because one time I needed white paint from Walmart, but I accidentally got freaking clear sparkle paint that looked white, and I just didn't read the label before I bought it. And I ended up, he ended up saying like, oh, you just need white paint? Here, let me help you. And he just gave me a huge box full of paint, paintbrushes, and a bunch of other stuff. All the blue paint is back in my cupboard, so I'll be right back. All right, I got two things of blue paint, just in case. I'm gonna put this one in first. Just a little dab, because I don't want a whole lot in there. We're gonna mix it up. Get a more purple look, and we might need to add a lot more red in there, from what I'm seeing. Yeah, it freaking got me. I have it somewhere. I don't think I have it with me, and I don't want to get up since I don't need it. But I just kind of saw it, and I'm like, oh, that looks white. I'll take that. It was not white. Okay, so cracking open the red paint again. We're almost out of this stuff. Putting a lot more red in because it needs to be a lot more redder. How many times do I gotta say this? There won't be a door giveaway. Okay, we need more red. I'm just gonna freaking go all out with the red this time. My biggest fear is that like you could see all this freaking extra white paint that got on the other end of the brush while I was trying to mix it up. And I'm afraid that it will touch the freaking eyeball while I'm trying to paint, and I'm going to have to paint over it. And I really don't want to do that because it's more work. I want to get this done as soon as possible. We've barely done anything in this live stream other than mixing paints, and it's been 20 minutes already, so woohoo. Okay. What else do I need? It still doesn't look right, in my opinion. Let me get out my... Well, we're almost there. I'm going to add just in... ooh, got some blue paint on me. Just going to add in a small splash of blue again. Just to kind of give it that extra slightly purple look. We're going to mix that in real nice. Me cardboard door. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure how well it's going to look under the freaking lighting in my horrible webcam. I'm going to be getting a new laptop soon. So, hopefully, that will have a better webcam. Not only that, but it will be easier for me to edit videos on it. Mostly because what I'm editing videos on right now is literally just a tablet. Like, what I'm live streaming on right now is just a tablet with a keyboard, so. Okay, a little bit more red. Ooh, that was too much red. All right, hold on. It should be fine, it should be fine. Yeah, it's looking fine. The hero that I don't want or deserve, but I have. Okay, I think we're just about ready to start painting the eyes. So I'm going to start with the eye I haven't already started trying to paint. It's a bit of a dull color, but I don't mind it all that much. Kind of gives it like an old faded, withered look, so I guess it works. On this part, if I'm getting really quiet at this part, it's because I'm like trying to concentrate. Because I want to get this like as perfectly round as possible without it like looking too jagged. So far, I think that looks big enough. And we're going to grab this one again, get a little bit more paint, and just lather it on there. And cover up where we started painting but ran out of paint on. There we go. And then I'm going to want to keep the other eye close to this one. That way I know if I have enough, or if I've made the little spot big enough. Sorry, I can't really read the chat right now since I'm trying to concentrate on the eyeballs. Because this part gets really... Like, you got to be really careful with what you do. Because one wrong move could ruin the eye, and I don't have a whole lot of foam balls left. And I don't have the money to run out and get more at the moment, so I gotta be careful. A little bit more. Second ones are always harder than the first, because the first one, I can make it pretty much however big I want, but the second one, I gotta be really careful on how big that little spot is. Because if it's too big, it won't look right. And if it's too small, it won't look right either. It has to be just about the same size as the other one. There's a little leeway, because like if it's a little bit smaller, people usually don't notice, but if it's like a huge freaking difference, then it does not look good at all. Okay, and I made this one a bit too big. God damn it. So we're gonna have to make this one even bigger. Not by too much, though, because if we make this too big, then we're gonna have to make the other one bigger, and soon enough we're gonna have two completely pink semicircles. Okay. And I think that's about it for now. But here's how they look so far. Nothing too much. So we're going to let the paint on that dry. We're going to check up on the beak to make sure the paint on here is dry. And it is just about still kind of wet. So we have a couple of things we could work on here. Now, we could either focus on trying to glue the top part of the beak onto the main base of the head, or we could start making the feathers that would go on top of the head. So, yeah. You okay, Krista L? Sorry I wasn't able to look at the chat while I was doing this. Anyways, moving on. We're going to want to grab some pieces of cardboard because I've decided to work on the head feathers next. And we don't want to make these too big. I have these small pieces from where I cut out the eyes from their little holes. And we're going to need a pencil. Be right back. Okay. Will these be about the right size? Yeah. So I had an eraser somewhere, but I have no idea what I did with it. So I'm going to kind of compare them to the rest of the head just to kind of make sure it's going to be the right size. I'm going to need a good reference image for the top of Chica's head, which is kind of hard to find because half the time it's cut off by like something. So it looks like she has 4 little head feathers. And yeah, they're kind of round, so we're going to want to round this out just a little bit. Kind of draw out where we want to cut on this. And then this will kind of be like the first little prototype for the head feathers that we're going to do. We're going to cut out where I just drew. And then depending on how I think that looks, I will make some minor adjustments. So let me get my reference image back up. It looks sort of good. I need to round out. I need to flatten the bottom, actually, just a little bit, because I'm planning on gluing this down. Oh, crap. I didn't cut it at the right angle. And my question is there going to be enough for 2 of these? Or 4 of these on top of the head? And I'm thinking yes. So we're going to use this one to kind of work as a base. That way we have a secure kind of, like, we can make them as identical as possible, and I accidentally moved this a little bit, but it should be fine. Actually, hold on. It's up the way it was. And for the first part, I'm just kind of going to hold this here a little bit because it's kind of too tight of an area to tell or to be able to draw right there. So I'm just going to make sure I get all the tiny pieces cut off, and we're going to continue cutting. This is the first time I've made a frickin' version of Chica using my newer method of making things, so that's kind of cool. I just realized that like a little bit ago. Not a little bit ago, but I'd say sometime last night. I'm going to trace out one more. And there was an entire side that didn't want to, my pencil just didn't want to work at. So we're going to do that one more time. And my freaking thing moved on accident. Whoops. So I'm going to kind of fill in the rest of it. Yeah, there we go. And I don't want to bend these just yet, because I want to wrap them up in fabric before I do that. That way, it's easier to wrap up a flat piece of cardboard up in fabric than a big old bent piece. And we are almost done with the third. All right, and then we could add that into our stack of identical prints of each other. And we need one more. So I'm looking around, and I have one more little piece of cardboard that I brought over here. We're going to go ahead and cut into this. Hopefully by the time this pencil needs to be sharpened. I'll be right back. Okay. Back once again. And we're going to make we're going to trace this feather one more time. Awkwardly wrap my hand around my other hand, because I don't want to risk moving this thing. And there we have it. Now we're going to cut it out. All right. Oh crap, it's almost midnight where you are. You don't have to watch. You could always just, like, if you really wanted to know how this turned out, you could always just rewind it later. And it's hiding the chat for me again. There it is. I did not fall asleep until after midnight. Last night, like, I went to bed shortly after the stream was shut off, and I just wouldn't fall asleep. And I freaking hate it when that happens, because I feel tired. I want to go to sleep. I know I gotta sleep, but it's like something about my body that's keeping me awake. Let's check up on the eyes real quick. They seem still pretty wet. I was hoping they'd dry faster than that, because I still have some black paint on here from earlier, because I poured too much. And we are going to start cutting off bits of fabric to use. So we're going to want to make sure this will be able to fold and cover both sides of the head feathers. So that would be right about here. So I'm going to stretch this out to make sure it's nice and flat and make a cut all across here. Okay. Okay. Well, usually I don't just keep hoarding cardboard. Eventually, if I get too much, I'll just start throwing it out or recycling since it's cardboard. Every grade sucks. Lorgus is pretty much right. I mean, they have their ups and downs, but for the most part, every grade's gonna be bad. Ooh. I'm gonna just spread out some of that extra hot glue. That way I don't get a massive wad of it on my hands later. You know, once I get my new laptop, I could probably hook up my camera to it. And then I'd be able to give you guys a freaking top-down angle on what I'm doing. And it'd be easier for you guys to see, and the lighting would be much better. So hopefully I get that soon. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get it, but you know, soon. And I'm thinking of how I should do this. Because I could just go for it and glue, like just fold this over. Actually, I should cut some of this off first. And we're just gonna pull this down over here. And I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. This is the first time I've ever done this, so hopefully it turns out okay. That's pretty much how I am every time I freaking make, or I put fabric on the main part of a base. I'm also scared of how I'm going to attach these to there, because I'm thinking about just gluing them, but they'll probably fall off at some point. Just get a nice bead of glue through here. And we're just going to cut off a bunch of the spare fabric that's lining this thing. Try to keep it as consistent with the main shape of it as possible. And we're just going to place some hot glue all down through there. And then just kind of seal it shut. Ow. And once again, I just burned myself on hot glue. Do you know when the next Give Gifts Give Life comes out? No. I really don't. I'm not 100% sure what I'll film with it. I've been tossing around some ideas. I've been thinking maybe for once I'll do a direct sequel to an episode right after I've uploaded one, and do a continuation of Give Gifts Give Life episode 5, or at least the remake. Or I've been thinking about doing a episode where you get introduced to Michael Afton, but I am it will require some purple makeup and a lot of latex and wires because I want it to be post-scoopage. So chances are I won't be doing the Michael Afton part just yet. And then I'm still open to other ideas, so I've just been kind of thinking of what I haven't shown in these yet. There is an episode I want to do where I kind of show off the crying child, or the FNAF 4 crying child's death. But I want to do that towards the end of the series. Or not the end of the series, but the end of the season. All right. I may have to stop the stream soon because it's almost time for me to go to bed. I'm not going to end it just yet. How does it feel when you get burned by hot glue? It burns a little bit. It's not. Oh yeah, fun fact about my freaking Q&A thumbnail. I took that from the first frame of my Withered Foxy video. I learned that if you look at the Withered Foxy video and rewind it, like you pause it and then rewind it and keep it paused, that's the face I'm making. So it's beautiful. My eyes aren't even looking in the same direction. It's all around just kind of good. So we got one kind of feather done that we'll put up there. We're going to want to... Actually, before I start trying to bend it, I'm just going to let it sit for a bit to make sure all the hot glue's dried on nice and tight. That way it doesn't pop open while I'm trying to bend it. All right, next feather. Okay, and I cut a bit too close on that one. Luckily, it ain't too bad. All right, good night, Crystal Blue Star. Then we want to just kind of glue it down like I did the last one. We're just going to be repeating a bunch of steps. Actually, I might skip this because I already showed you guys how I did it. And I think you guys will want to see how I do other stuff next before I got to go. Because I don't think I'll do any more live streams after this one. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I may just work on it like... just a little bit and save the final product for the Halloween room video, because I plan on putting a full-size Withered Chica in the Halloween room. I'll just borrow the body from Golden Freddy and put my old Chica bib on it. Put some wires in the hands, you know. Speaking of wires, I got a bunch of wires up on my bed over here. You can kind of see it next to my friggin' backpack and everything. And I will use those to kind of connect the jaw. I'm not sure if I'll do that on camera, though. And once again, we're going to glue it down nice and tight. Fold it over. And let that glue dry. I was really hoping to get more done this stream. I think before I end it off, I will glue the top beak to the main frame. Just because that's a simple process. And it shouldn't take too long. Don't worry, Glorious, I will try not to burn myself, but no promises. Just realized I was kind of holding that off camera. My bad. Okay. Then we're just gonna glue it down once more. And shut it all off. Close it up and let that glue shut it together. A weird trick I've learned that will help if you ever get burned by hot glue. If you get some hot glue on you, like instantly just start rubbing it. It spreads out the freaking surface of it and it spreads out the heat more evenly and it helps it cool down faster. So the burn won't be as bad as if you were to just, I don't know, leave it on your freaking exposed skin. Yep. Most have left. Rip and rest. They probably all went to sleep, to be honest. The school night. I really shouldn't be doing these live streams so late, but I don't really have too much time during the day. And this is when I normally get stuff done anyways, right before I go to bed. So, yeah. And I should have ended the stream like 5 minutes ago. But I'm going to continue on for just a little bit longer. So we got one more. Other done. This one's a bit more... No, they're about the same. I was about to say, this one looks a bit more round than the other. But they look just about right. So I'm going to put those down. So these are 2 complete feathers. 2 more. I still got 2 more. It ain't quite the last one. And we're going... But I'm not going to finish those on stream since people have already seen me do the last 2. So now I am going to put the beak on. Yay! This part is freaking nerve-wracking because I got to be careful that I put it on straight. And if I don't, I could end up ruining the mask. So no pressure. So I'm going to kind of make sure it's about center between the eyes up there. It's only you. Just me and you, Glorious. Might as well be a freaking private Discord chat at this point. I'm going to hold it in place as well as I can. Lift it up a little bit. And add hot glue down where the beak's going to go and hold it down. And then on the inside, I'm going to glue or put some extra glue just to make sure it holds well enough. I'm just going to sit here and hold it like this just to make sure everything goes the way I want it to. And, of course, to pick off some extra hot glue that we don't want getting all over the place. Ooh, and I noticed that there is some extra hot glue running through, and we really don't want that because it does not look good for the mask at all. It looks really bad when you got this big clump of hot glue just kind of sitting there. So we are going to rub that off. Trying to think of how I'm going to do the teeth here. Okay. Think I don't have to hold it too much anymore. I'm just going to put that there. And that will do it for this stream. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining. It's really been great to just kind of be able to do this on stream. I don't want to do too many streams because I don't want to flood, like just kind of make it impossible to find my normal videos among the streams. That's why I used to make them unlisted. That way you could, if you wanted to see the streams, you could go back and find them. But now I feel like it's just a better decision to leave them up because I only upload once a week anyways. So you can go and check out all the other streams in the playlist before this one. We are just about done with Withered Chica. We just need to make teeth, finish the eyes, and the final feathers, and of course attach the jaw and put all the wires there. But I may or may not do another part, or I may not do another live stream. I might just finish working on it off camera and just kind of leave it be for now. So thank you everyone. Sorry, I can't talk. So much for tuning in. And as always, I will see you in whatever the next thing will be, whether a live stream or video. Bye.